back. Somehow my video got cut off first time. I may have done it by accident, but I don't think so. But yeah, somehow got cut off. I'm marking off my calendar here. My cute little pen. What I was saying, I'm going through a deep depression, like a lot, my personal life and through work life, business life. There's a lot going on. I don't even know how to explain it. Things that happen to me behind, like even at work, things that happen to me at work that nobody else sees, and it's their word against mine, and nobody seems to believe me. So I was forced to leave my job temporarily, and hopefully once I get hold of corporate, I'll get it back. I don't know, but yeah, because there's this their word against mine, and things that's happening that I've reported, but nobody seems to believe me. They all think I'm lying or something. I have no reason to lie about anything like that. None. Just tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm a good person. Oh, sorry, more let me step in your tail. I'm a good person. I don't deserve to be done like this. You know what I'm saying? It's frustrating. It's very frustrating, considering all the stuff I do for people. I got my coffee. Now I need to get these clothes put up. But not the shirt. Well, I got the shirt from the thrift store a while back. But the pants I got yesterday, they're so comfortable. But yeah, I want to get these. I've got so much stuff I gotta fix back here and get put up. So get all this folded. I'm not sure. I'm running out of room to like put things. You know what I'm saying? So. Oh, and I've been writing the story. Don't even have a name for it yet, but I've been writing the story. So I got quite a few pages on it, but here, I'll read it to y'all here. I'll read y'all a little bit of it. Why not? Because it's not like it's probably never will get published anyway, so why not? All right. Let's move this stuff out of the way. All right. Let's sit down here. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm sitting here. I'm gonna read some of the story to you guys. Like I said, I don't have a name for it yet, but here we go. The sun had not set, casting the world in a palette of hues usually reserved for sunrises. A cool breeze rustled through the trees, their leaves whispering secrets to one another as they danced. The moon, a luminous orb of silver, hung low in the sky, casting long shadows across the grass. The air was thick with tension, as if something momentous was about to occur. A couple of lone figures stood at the top of the hill, silhouetted, right, but I can't say it right. Okay. Against the starry sky. They were slender in flowing dresses. The bill that billowed in the night breeze, long black hair that flowed freely down their back, and their features were obscured by hoods. In their hands they held a staff with tips glowing with an ethereal light. The figures of two females took a deep breath, as if inhaling the scent of the woods. They closed their eyes, feeling the weight of the world up against their shoulders. I must do this, they whispered to themselves. For the greater good, they took another step forward, feeling the ground beneath them shift and sway. The staff in their hands trembled ever so slightly, as if it was too uncertain of what was to come. They closed their eyes, taking a deep breath, and let it out slowly. I am but a vessel for the will of gods, they muttered. I am but an instrument of their justice. As they opened their eyes, they saw it, a small cottage, nestled among the trees. A faint glow emanated from the windows, casting long shadows across the grass. They knew then that it belonged to the man who had wronged them and had stolen their innocence and their hearts. They clenched their fists around the staff, feeling power and anger coursing through them. They began to walk down the hill towards the cottage as silent as they could through the woods. They could feel the tension building within them like a coil seen around so tight. Ah! Come on, Missy. Come on. Sorry, my cat Missy jumped up here. It's one of my cats. And we got Morse. And mommy trying to read something. Wait, no. No. Here, come here. Let's hold you. This cat. You want it, mommy? Sit here. You can say, mommy, while I read story. Okay. They could feel the tension within them, like a coil sprung around so tight. Each step brought them closer to the evil man's cottage, and the man who waited inside as they drew near. They could make out more details. The shutters were closed, the windows dark. Excuse me. A lone chimney rose, the center roof, spilling smoke into the night sky. It was okay. Here, here you go. Now, mommy, finish your book, her story. Like, I'm not done with the story. This is just like parts of it. I quit for a few weeks due to where I was working a lot, and so but I'm eventually going to get to it again. I've got a little bit of free time on my hands, so it was clear that it was the man. Okay, a lone chimney rose the center roof, spewing smoke into the night sky. It was clear the man was home. The girls' hearts raced, with breath coming in ragged gasps. They could feel the anger raging through them, but still scared as ever. But they decided to keep moving forward. But also felt a twinge of doubt, lingering sense of wrongness. They had been raised to believe that vengeance was a virtue. But deep down, oh, my nose itching. But deep down, they knew that it was not. As they drew closer to the cottage, they saw a figure moving behind. Behind one of the windows. It was him, the man that brought so much pain into their life. They tightened their grip on the staff and the wood biting into their skin. He doesn't deserve to live, they whispered to themselves, trying to convince their wavering heart. He must be punished. They took another step forward, their boots sinking into the soft earth. The staff in their hands trembled violently as they were alive with energy. They closed their eyes, taking a deep breath, and let it out slowly. Forgiveness is the path to true peace, they murmured. I must find a way to forgive him and set us both free. As they opened their eyes, they saw the cottage door swing open, revealing the man they had come to confront. He was dressed in simple clothes, his posture weary. He did not seem to notice them at first, and the two girls hesitated for a minute. A part of them wanted to lash out and to make him suffer as he had made them suffer. But the other part, a stronger part, urged them to find another way. Forgiveness is not something that comes easily, they whispered to each other. It's a choice, a struggle, but also is a key to freedom. With this thought in mind, they stepped forward, their gaze fixed on the evil man before them. He was still unaware of their presence. His attention fired on something inside the cottage. The girls hesitated, their hearts racing, their palms sweaty against the staffs. Hello, the man called out, his voice heavy. Is someone there? Hello, the man called out again, turning his head slightly in their direction. There was a flicker of recognition in his eyes, confusion as he saw the two females that he abused and tortured for so long. Whispering to himself, am I dreaming, seeing things? The two females stood there for a minute, gathering their courage. They took a deep breath. They both stepped forward to the man. Yes, it's us, they said. Here in the flesh, the ones you hurt for so long. The man's face turned pale. He took a step back, not saying a word, stumbling over his own 2 feet. The girls approached him again. He stepped back again, falling into his cabin door. He said out loud, I'm so sorry, stuttering with tears in his eyes. He said, I swear I didn't mean for it to go this far. The girls, with tears in their eyes, felt a surge of anger and pain that they fought against. They took another step towards the evil man with their gaze locked on him in case he decided to try a trick on them again. He said to them, "It's not about going too far. It's about the choices we make and the paths we choose to walk down." The man looked away, slumping his shoulders, unable to look the girls in her eyes. He admitted, "I've never meant for things to turn out like this. I'm sorry." The girls nodded and loosened their grips on the staffs. They looked at the evil man and said in a soft voice, "Yes, what you done to us was wrong, but we can't change the past. All we can do is learn from it and move forward and try to do better and get the help you need so that it won't ever happen again later on down the road." The man took a deep breath and finally looked into the girl's eyes and said, "You're right. I need to make things right. I don't want to live like this anymore, always looking over my shoulder, afraid of what I have done to you both." Then he puts his head down. The girl said to the man who hurt them so bad, "Don't just apologize to us, but to everyone else about what you have done, and see where it leads you." The man nodded. He took a deep breath and turned away. Walking back into his cottage, the girl stood there for a moment in silence, unsure what to do next. They want to trust the man's words, to believe that he's truly being sincere in what he's saying, but they also knew that it could take time and that the path would not be easy. With a heavy heart, the girls turned and walked away from their abuser's cottage. Very slowly, as they walked further away, they could hear the man's voice muffled, speaking with someone in his phone. It sounded like he was apologizing, but the girls could not be sure. The girls continued walking, their thoughts swirling around events that had transpired. They wondered if the man's words were sincere, if he had truly meant what he had said. It was a heavy burden to carry, knowing that they had been the ones to confront him face to face, the evil consequences of his actions. But as the girls continued walking, they sort of felt a renewed sense of purpose. They had done what needed to be done on their part, and now it was up to the man who hurt them to make the right choices. They could only hope that the path ahead was uncertain, for that he would choose wisely, and the path ahead of them was uncertain, and there would be challenges, but they were trying to stay positive, for they themselves have taken the first step. Excuse me. Huh? Sorry about that. For themselves have taken the first step towards healing and moving forward. The girls feeling a strange mix of emotions and anticipation. They wondered what the future held for both of them and for the man they had left behind. As they were walking, they passed a small clearing where a group of deer were gathered around a stream. They felt a peace wash over them as they quietly stood there and watched the beautiful deers drinking water as they were getting ready to leave. They realized that they had been here before during their own journey. So much had changed for them in that instant, and wondering if the man that hurt them may have been watching them before they met. They both said. Is this close to his this it is close to his cabin now that they think about it. Setting down with curiosity, they started to think back, still not really sure. They sat in confusion, but still determined to stay positive and to make one the hope that they hear something soon, somewhere about the man's promises. They remained clear in thinking about their own journey, that they could not force the man to do what he said. Well, they could chuckle now would they have known that they were better than that and not no murder. He has to come to those decisions on his own. Huh? Oh. Decision on his own. They chose the right choice. Just confront him face to face instead of killing him. That would be too easy. He deserve it. He deserves to live with the fear and actions that he has done to both females, because he will have to face God on Judgment Day for it. For it anyways. That's why they decided to leave it in God's hands. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow through the trees in the woods, they stood back up and continued walking back home. They felt a sense of purpose, determination, but also a deep sense of peace. They were no longer defined by the pain they suffered by such an evil man. Even though they will never forget it, they have God with them. They will still always be a part of the woods, and everything around them, but they now have the strength to walk through them all anytime new and be able to face whatever challenges come their way. whether they be good or bad. The girls approached a small waterfall where a clear pool of water collected at its base. They knelt down beside the water, cupping their hands and drinking the water. While looking into the water, they looked at them, at the reflection staring back at them. And for a moment, they were struck by the changes that had taken place from their past, haunted by the pain that they had endured. They knew that they would never forget the bad things that evil man did to them, but they need to try and keep moving forward as they had planned. They need to find a new purpose, a new reason to continue living. They slowly stood up, feeling the right left again from their shoulders for now. They walked through some trees and thick carpet of moss in the area that they felt beneath their boots. As they took their boots off, they decided to walk and feel the cushion of it. Their steps and the case breeze that rustled through the leaves seemed to whisper the encouragement in their ear. They felt connected to the area as if they were a part of it. As they reached the largest tree in the woods, they placed their hands against the rough bark, and closed their eyes. They could feel the pulse of life coursing through the tree, and they wept into their body when need to. Sleep soon, they said. As they looked at all the trees surrounding them in the woods, they felt some sort of connection to them. They felt as though they were them, with that rough feeling, kind of clammy, etc. They found another soft patch of moss covered in leaves. They lay down and fell into a deep sleep. And that is all the story that I have at this moment. That's all I have right now. So, hope y'all enjoyed it. Sorry for the interruptions, but yeah, it's part of my story. I got more stories I'll read later. Oh, excuse me for a minute. I gotta go get my vitamins. You still got the staple gun and stuff? Okay. Why would you come back with a comment like that? I'm not losing your stuff. I just bought that staple gun. How am I'm not losing your stuff. No, that's the reason to take my staple or my staple. Okay, then why would you come up with that remark? I don't want my stuff lost either. No, because I wasn't trying to lose your stuff. Okay, that hasn't been my staple though. I'm not trying to lose your stuff, Scott. Why do you keep saying that? I thought you were gonna bring it back in here last night. I'm not trying to lose your stuff. I haven't been trying to lose your stuff. You have staples? I gave you a box of staples. I asked him if he had my stapler that I just bought in my staples. They gave me the stapler. But when I asked him for it, I said, I don't want to get lost. He's like, well, I don't want my stuff to get lost. He's like, what the hell does your stuff have to do with me getting my staples? And now he gave me the stapler, which is dirty, and I don't have to clean it. but he can't find my box of staples. And then again, he said, I don't want my stuff getting lost. What's that have to do with my staple? Anyways, I'm going to take my multivitamin, my Women's One Day vitamin. I don't understand him sometimes. I mean, like, I really don't. Oh. You just had your phone.